was actually a participant on the 2021 residential summer school here at Jesus, and that was an amazing opportunity for me. It gave me a real taste of university life, living in college and eating in hall, and sort of having that taste of seminars and lectures and tutorials as well, which is quite a unique way of learning at Oxford. So when I came to do applications in the October 2021, I was sort of more than happy to put down Oxford as a place to go, just because I'd been there before, and sort of that familiarity was really pushed me in that direction. I spoke about the Seren Residential in my personal statement, and sort of in the sort of conversation about the interviews and stuff I had as well, sort of having that sort of something to discuss those super curricular activities, which are so important when you're applying for top level universities. So demonstrating your passion, your excitement for the subject above and beyond what you need to do in school.
I've worked on a few summer schools in the past, and this week I've been working on the Seren summer programme. I really love summer residential programmes because I think they give students a real insight to what it's actually like to study at university. For example, this week during the Seren summer school, we've had a great mix of lectures, seminars and some tutorial-based learning, as well as getting our students to write an essay for us, which really emulates what kind of like a typical week might be like at Oxford University.
Having been a Seren student back when I was in sixth form and partaking in a summer school with Yale, I feel like it really benefited me in the context of my critical thinking skills and my analytical skills. I feel like definitely coming from, I'm wanting to do a STEM subject, so I'm a chemistry student, it definitely helped me to get a bit more confident to delve deep into some kind of scientific literature and things like that, because I'd had a bit more exposure to more research-based concepts. Having now worked the summer school as well, I've definitely seen how students can benefit from getting kind of really frank and candid answers from students on kind of their questions involving student life. And I think a lot of these things are stuff that really just isn't touched upon at all in the A-level curricula.
I want to make sure that Oxford is recruiting the best possible students. And if you're not recruiting widely from all sections of the community, then you're just obviously not going to be taking the best of the best. And so that's our primary ambition, is that if we want Oxford University to sustain itself as one of the foremost seats of learning in the world, then a diverse student cohort is fundamentally important to that. It's about just recognising the obvious fact that there's talent everywhere, but opportunities that are not everywhere. And so that's why we run this summer school every summer, and we have done for the last 8 years. And we do so in coordination with the Welsh Government, because all of the attendees, and there's 77 this year, come from Wales.
One moment that really inspired me from the residential was probably yesterday when we had a talk on climate change. Going into biodiversity and conservation is something I'm really interested. So to see someone else in the field and have a talk from them about what they do and how there's hope for the future is really inspiring.
I had this perception beforehand that it was a very small, limited group that even had a shot at applying, but being here in person and seeing how they actually choose students and what they look for in terms of academic calibre or in terms of the person themselves has really given me hope that I can make a good competitive application.
I think the moments that most inspired me were the conversations I had with other people at the camp. Being able to hear about their passions, which was so different from mine, was a really enriching experience.
One of the experiences I'll take away from this residential is the lecture on self-efficacy. I think there's a lot to do with psychology in that lecture, which I found really interesting, and how some actions that you do subconsciously can affect you consciously. Additionally, I think I'll take a lot of useful skills from that lecture that I can implement in my day-to-day life.
The lecture on Hamlet, I think it was nice to see a different style of teaching in English, because I feel like higher education is so different to A-levels in terms of that. So that was really interesting to see in all the different levels that you can understand a text to.
I think my favourite activity on this trip has got to have been the COP conference, where it was really inspiring to see like how the political system works and how complicated it actually is. And I think it gave a lot of inspiration for how we can move forwards and a better insight into where we're going in the future.
Cenedlaeth na Seren, oeddwn ni'n weld Oxford fel lle brawychus a achon o gyrraedd, ond ar fy amser yma dwi wedi cael fy derbyn llawer mwy na dwi wedi meddwl, a rydyn mowr falch bod dwi wedi dod ar y trip.